We should hire 3 or 4 colored ministers, preferably with social service backgrounds and with engaging personalities. The most successful educational approach to the Negro is through a religious appeal. We don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. And the minister is a man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members.
A baby is not a living soul until it breathes. I'm considered a great heretic for teaching that, and so I don't teach that abortion is murder like the brethren do, and for that reason I'm considered a heretic for some of the brethren. But I'm an old dog. I've been around a long time. You know what I've observed? I've observed that the Pharisees always went about matters of sex. Some of the brethren are kind of, I think they're sex obsessional neurotics. And they sound all their Bible teaching they get on sex, they just go batty as a floozy, man. They don't know where they're at. I don't know what it is. It must be kind of a form of Phariseeism. Some of my brethren get so hung up or hung off something on short skirts that they get so obsessed with that thing that they spend half the ministry is talking about how women look. And the thing is about those kind of things, you don't want to get hung up on those things. Some of the brethren get so hung up on this thing, abortion is murder, abortion is murder. They show you pictures. What are they trying to prove? They're trying to prove the thing looks like a person, it is a person. That's what Darwin taught. You got to watch that business. You can take an embryo of an animal and prove it looks like an embryo of a person. That doesn't make it a person. You got to watch that business. You go around and start proving that thing is a person before that thing is born, then you got that matter of salvation, and the first thing you know, it'll be up there at the Catholic hospital dumping water on them so they don't go to limbo. You got to watch that kind of stuff. Now, I'll grant you the child is an organism. I'll grant you that. With a lot of organisms. I'll grant you the child may be alive in the sense of animal life. I'll grant you that. I'll grant you it's an embryo. I'll grant you that. But if you're talking about a living soul, see, I read my Bible, there's no living soul there till the Lord breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Amen. And when you smack that baby and that baby goes, yeah, you can't blame a kid for yelling. Look what he's coming into. And when that kid yells, as far as I'm concerned, then they're a living soul. Now, if you ever start teaching the other, and maybe some of you fellows subscribe that way, you're going to have some real problems. When all those Indians and Hindus came into Bangladesh and Pakistan and raped about 2,000 women, left them with about 800 illegitimate children, the good Catholic nuns, in order to increase the membership in the local church, decided that it'd be a terrible sin to have any abortion. So the will of God for 800 women who were abused against their will to bear children for the Roman Catholic Church. I don't believe it. Then you get talking like this, and folks say, when you get talking like this, then the libertines say, well, then abortion's all right, therefore, and take advantage of it, you see. I won't compromise the truth whether you take advantage of it or whether you don't.
Amen, brother.
I mean, if somebody takes advantage of the truth I just gave, that lies between them and the Lord. But I feel the truth is the truth.
At the age of 13, I became pregnant. I was raped by a guy that lived across the street from me. He snatched me off the street and molested me and threatened my life and said if I ever told anyone that he would kill me. When they was delivering my son, they sterilized me at the same time. They had approached my grandmother and said that if she wanted to continue to receive supplement, welfare and food stamps, or at this time they was giving out these surplus foods, canned cheese, I think it was, powdered eggs, and said that if she did not sign the X, that they were going to stop her supplements. Mind you, my grandmother was illiterate. She had never ever gone to school. She didn't understand what it was. So she signed the X, and they did this to me. I did not find out that they had sterilized me until I was 19 years old. I asked the state of North Carolina why they did this to me, and they said that because I was feeble-minded, that I would not be able to take care of myself, I would not be able to tie. They were saying that feeble-mindedness is hereditary. So they sterilized me so I would not produce my kind. Mind you, I am not illiterate, nor am I feeble-minded. I never went into high school, but yet I still acquired a college degree. They also justified that my child or my children would be feeble-minded. My son is the president of his own semiconductor company. He has his own construction company. And he has his own real estate company. I mean, how can you think that your government allowing these things to happen to a person, a life? You can't say nothing, you have no rights. To me, they took away all of my rights. They sterilized kids from, my understanding and my knowledge, as young as 8 years of age. I don't know what an 8-year-old can do that could cause them to do this to them. The only reason I can give myself is that because they're black.
In 1961, social worker Sue Casebolt had been installed as the executive secretary of the North Carolina Eugenics Board. At a board meeting held 3 weeks later, she stated that she was going to keep a file on every child whose name reached her desk so that they could be picked up as soon as they reached childbearing age. Casebolt was still on the board in 1968 when it approved the sterilization of 14-year-old Elaine Riddick. In her autobiography, Margaret Sanger wrote about a speech she gave in 1926 at a Ku Klux Klan rally in Silver Lake, New Jersey. The Planned Parenthood founder bragged about the fact that afterward, she was invited by 12 other Klan chapters to speak at their events.